Pastor Dan here from Dexter Gospel Church. Welcome to our 6th installment of Proverbs Practicals. Last time we saw an observation about grandparents and children that speaks to how we define ourselves. This time we get a comparison that makes a strong statement about those in authority. Proverbs 17 and verse 7 is what we're looking at in our first installment this evening. Proverbs 17:7 says, "Excellent speech becometh not a fool, much less do lying lips a prince." When this speaks of something not becoming someone, it means that it's not suitable. It's not the way it should be. Like the two things just don't go together or shouldn't go together. It's like putting mustard on cantaloupe. You can't even really imagine how those two things would go together. They just don't fit. So when he gives this comparison then, the first one sets a baseline, something that everyone would just kind of nod at and say, oh yeah, those two things don't go together, don't really belong together. And then he makes a comparison to that with something that's not quite as intuitive or obvious. So the first phrase is, excellent speech becomes not a fool, or becometh not a fool. Since wisdom is making the right decisions, and foolishness is thus not making the right decisions, you don't expect a fool to consistently know the right thing to say and the right way to say it, so he doesn't have excellent speech. Now, a fool may have cleverness, he may have wit, but his speech isn't excellent. He isn't likely to give you life-shaping wisdom in perfect worlds. You shouldn't build your life around what he says and how he says it. A fool and brilliant wisdom in eloquent terms just don't go together. It's not fitting. It's like two puzzle pieces that don't fit together. Then he makes a devastating comparison. Even less than it is fitting for a fool to speak brilliant wisdom, it is for a leader to speak lies. The second part of the verse is that much less do lying lips a prince. Now, when it speaks of a prince, it is not just talking about the son of the king or the one that's heir to the throne. It is talking about anyone who is in a high position of authority. It could be a king. It could be the king's son. It could be a tribal elder. It could be any person of wealth or noteworthy ability that had gained them authority. In today's world, it could be a president, a congressman, a governor, a CEO, a head coach, anyone in a position of influence and authority. One of the most important features that anyone in authority can have is credibility. Without credibility, the ability to have what they say be believed and acted upon, without that, the power for good of their words and actions is incredibly diminished. Once they are known to deceive, trust in them drops dramatically, and rightfully so, because as we've already seen from Proverbs, deception, wickedness, and destruction all go right together. So when you're in a position of authority, and most of us have authority in some way sooner or later, remember that no matter what the stakes, no matter what the benefit, it does not suit your position to lie to those under your authority. Your credibility is ruined and your ability to lead effectively will be compromised. And when we evaluate those who would hold authority, whether it's looking for the right CEO or voting for the next president or school board member, whatever position of authority it is, remember that lying lips are even less suitable for someone in authority than brilliant wisdom and eloquent words are from a fool. Deceit and leadership don't go together and do not belong together. As always, if you've got questions, comments, or prayer requests, feel free to drop them in the comments section below or to contact us through our website at www.dextergospel.org. Now this evening we're going to put up a second one of these Proverbs Practicals videos. We're going to try to have it go live right about 7 o'clock. Until next time, I hope you stay well and walk in the love of God.